We're talking about excuses, and I don't think there's one person in this room who can't say they haven't made an excuse at one point or another to overeat or to not exercise. And if you do think that, then you're not being honest with yourself. And I think this whole self-justification, if you really think you're doing everything you can do, take a really good look at it. Have someone else look at it. I should have been delineating a lot more things. I know at one point I told you how much fat-free creamer I have. I really have too much. I know I do. Now, do I want to give up my fat-free creamer, or do I want to give up the onion bits? This is what I'm talking about. Rob Peter, pay Paul. This next article about cleaning house by losing your excuses is one excuse at a time. If you can lose one excuse at a time, if you say, I don't have time, I don't have this, and you try it and you lose that excuse. And some people think they're too overweight to exercise. I'm just too fat to exercise. I used to think that. I used to think when I weighed in the 300s, I'm afraid I'll keel. You're not too overweight to clean your house. You're not too overweight to maybe move your arms. You're not too overweight to just try to get that heart rate up. Exercise is boring. So many of these just repeat themselves, because isn't it true that everything is such common sense? What are we, idiots? If everything is common sense, wait a minute, I have to eat less, I have to move more, I gotta do it the rest of my life, but I just don't want to. What? I gain weight? It's like we know what we need to do. And I'm saying to you, it is hard to do it 7 days a week. It's hard to do it month after month after month. But we need to consistently do it more than we don't. And you look at these families and you think it must be genetic. Look at that family. They're all fat. They're all fat. So it must not be their fault. It must be genetics. I'm telling you, there wasn't a Mr. Softy Bell that my family wasn't out there getting a banana boat. Was that genetics? They were like, okay, Mr. Softy. I even drove a Mr. Softy truck one summer. The owner said to me, and I quote, Ellen, eat as much as you want because you'll get sick of it. 40 pounds later, I had my mouth under the hot fudge come going. I was like a kid in a candy store because it was eat as much as you want. I had carte blanche. I would like top off an ice cream sandwich with a hot fudge sundae and a milkshake. Was it genetics? And did I not know? Did I not know that eating all that ice cream would make me fat? I mean, what was I thinking? And another thing is how to lose weight by walking in place in your bedroom. You know, you might say, Ellen, are you ever going to stop talking about exercise and eating less? Isn't that what Pray It Up is? Isn't that what we come here for, to get pumped up? You know, and I need to move more. I know I did. I had an epiphany Sunday. I'm telling you, I said, Ellen, I felt better this week than I felt in a year. And I know there's people praying for me in this group, and I appreciate it so much, because you do get a new job or a new event in your life, and you get all nervous, or you have a big change. Gaining weight does not help that. By being in control. Even Vince said to Bob today, my 18-year-old son said, you know, I know Mom's really cut back on the calories this week, but she seems in such a better mood. She's just so happy. I felt more in control. And you know what else? And you must be like me. My body needs so much less to eat than my mind thinks it does. It needs so much less. I have energy. I feel good. I haven't been walking around going, I'm dying here, I cut back my calories, I can barely walk. I feel fabulous. My body just doesn't need as much as we think. If you are in an office job and you have to go to the second floor, and I've been the type where I'm like, well, you know, I'm a little tired, maybe I'll just take that elevator. And this week I'm like, double flight of stairs. It felt good. The first time was a little slow. The 17th time I was whipping up those double flight of stairs. We need to get away from that computer and move a little bit more. And I love those things. Anybody using the stretchies besides me? A few. Can anyone use them besides the few of us who rose our hand? It's not too expensive. Weights. One person always tells me, Ellen, my weights are right by my chair that I sit in every night. Okay, and then what? I know they're right there. But how many of us have done that? Wait, our weights are right there. All we have to do is go. Are we waiting for someone to say, I got a gun on you and you lift up those weights? Or you're in trouble, sister? Why don't we do it? My weights are right there. Am I waiting for Bob going, Ellen, why are those weights there? Why aren't you picking them up? And then I'd be like, well, why don't you pick them up? And then you get in a big fight and you don't exercise because you're upset. What is the reason why we do these things? And I'm going to stop right there, Bob. But